This is Andi Purewal for Boxing News. We're here in Philadelphia. I'm joined by promoter Eddie Hearn just before the weigh-in kicks off, or ceremonial weigh-in kicks off, I should say. Eddie, how are you doing?
Doing very well, thank you. Looking forward to tomorrow night. We had actually a little bit of bad news, which I think we're about to announce. Ernesto Mercado's opponent came in 7 pound overweight. Fucking infuriating, to be honest with you. I know it wasn't, you know, it was the first fight on TV. Ammo Williams will now replace him on the main broadcast, but it's just like, you know, you saw it with Lemos, you know, but 7 pound, and you got, like, we did the head-to-head yesterday, you got all their teams screaming and shouting, it's like, come on, guys. So we'll reschedule Tito's Matchroom debut, very disappointed with that, but on we go, huge night tomorrow in Philly.
Just on that note, what types of punishments or anything can be put in place to prevent?
No punishment, because he hasn't been paid anything, the kid, do you know what I mean? But it's just like, you just expect a little bit of professionalism to come in around the number, like, and it's kind of like, you know, one of the, I don't know if the structure is the best for the fighter, but one of the things the British Boxing Board do around championship fights have those check weights. So if there's a problem, you get to see it. But like, at what stage did the team not want to say to us, just to let you know, we've got a little bit of an issue with the weight? Because at that point, you might say to Tito Mercado, don't cut weight over the last 24 hours. This is the new weight for the fight. You wait till the weigh-in where Tito Mercado's been through that process, he's cut weight to get to 140, and the guy's at 147. So all you do is you make sure you never deal with him again, and you never deal with anybody involved with that situation again.
And on Tito Mercado, I imagine there's a huge disappointment there that he can't make his Matchroom debut just yet. Looking to get him out early next year though. Does this fight falling through maybe force your hand a little bit in terms of levelling up on the level of opposition you want him to face now?
That was a good fight, but yeah, we'll look for a good name beginning of January in Las Vegas, and you know, so it's a blow, but a short-term one.
And then the rest of the card, boots, rematch, everything's all good, but what do we expect to see in that main event?
I want to see a demolition job from Boots. You've got to jump all over him, beat him up, get him outside of there in 3 rounds. Because I need to be able to go in that ring and tell the whole world this is the best talent in American boxing. So it's over to Boots, the tickets are sold, the atmosphere's there, we're ready, let's see it.
If he was to, say, underwhelm, how disappointing would that be, because you brought him back twice to Philadelphia?
Yeah, but he performed great against Avanesi and he'd been out for a year. Now it's a decent turnaround, we've got to see it. I can give you the big build-up, I can give you the huge promotion, we can put a massive crowd in Wells Fargo, mate, then it's over to you. You're supposed to be the superstar, you're supposed to be this pound-for-pound great fighter, go and show it. And that's what we'll see tomorrow night, I'm very confident.
I have to ask you, Eddie, I interviewed Bozy Ennis yesterday. I'm sure you've seen a clip that's been doing the rounds on social media. He said that over the last few days, Vergil Ortiz Jr actually turned down an opportunity to face Boots. Is there any truth in that? Oscar De La Hoya's replied, calling it BS. Do you know anything about it?
I mean, look, there's negotiations going on behind the scenes for a potential Ennis against Ortiz fight already in Saudi. I think Bozy might be referring to an earlier time where we actually looked to make the fight when the original mandatory was called, when we were deciding whether we were going to do it. And, you know, Ortiz against Ennis is a massive fight, and he's probably going to take his excellency to come up with a number to get that in. So we are individually negotiating at the moment regarding that fight. It's not done. Of course, our preference is to stay and fight a champion at 147, but if the right opportunity comes out to fight Ortiz, we're all in for that fight as well.
You can rule out that in the last few days no fight's been rejected from Ortiz or his team? In
the last few days, as I understand it myself, no. Unless they've rejected an offer from Saudi Arabia, which I don't know.
On that note, how big of a fight could that be between Ennis and...
Great fight. I mean, look, you know, it's a weight division beyond where he's operating at the moment. I actually think Boots is going to get better as he goes up the divisions. Ortiz is a great fighter. It's a fire fight. It's a massive fight. Would be tremendous.
Obviously Bam versus Guevara as well. Just, Eddie, how much pressure is on young Bam's shoulders to always deliver?
Do you know what? It's a great fight. Guevara's a very good fighter. He's bang up for it as well. And like, the pressure on Bam is once you become a pound-for-pound top 5, it's like the expectancy for those incredible performances every time are upon you. So you will see, I believe, a great performance from a great pound-for-pound fighter tomorrow.
Over social media, Eddie, Stevenson has suggested that it will be Williams Zepeda next. Guaranteed that fight early next year?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's been ordered by the WBC. Obviously, we have an agreement with His Excellency for Shakur's fight against Zepeda. Providing Zepeda takes it, providing everything's in order, I believe you'll see that fight in Riyadh. Shakur said straight into that fight, February 22nd, who knows? But that would be a tremendous fight. It's a great clash of styles. It's a dangerous fight for Shakur to go straight back into after the hand surgery. But this kid's very special, and he's ready. He's ready to show the world how great he is.
That's going to be my next question. Is there somewhat, not necessarily a level of regret, but an annoyance that you couldn't maybe have had one warm-up with him before going into a fight like a Williams Zepeda?
Yeah, but listen, the guy's already a free-weight world champion. Like, you know, just a bit of hand surgery, it's not going to change the way he fights. It's not going to change his ability. He can beat everybody in the world, so let him go.
I have to ask Eddie, Dalton Smith's been removed now as the EBU title challenger. What can you tell me?
Yeah, just not going to be ready. You know, he had an injury for his September fight. We wanted to headline Dalton Smith in Monaco, but he's not going to be ready till the first quarter of 2024, and his time has lapsed, really, as that official challenger. So, to be honest, we're looking for a big world level name. I want him to have one fight and fight for the world title. So we're going to be going beyond the levels of Fernandez for the next fight and just focus on that world championship.
Have you got names in mind you might be able to reel off to me as possible candidates?
Regis Prograis.
Do you think he'd still come to 140 after the fight? He mentioned 147 or Ben Huckabee.
I mean, loads of them. I don't know. Lipinets, Valenzuela, the loser of Paro against Hitchens. Like there's loads of guys at 140 that we got.
Just final one, I've seen Bozy-Parker's name seems to be coming to the front of the queue for a potential Daniel Dubois fight. Is that the case? Would you expect to see Dubois-Parker?
Obviously there's a lot of conversations around February 22nd. Frank Warren's got Daniel Dubois. I guess they'll be selecting the opponent. But I think Bozy-Parker's the one. I think he deserves that fight more than anybody. I think it's a great fight. Well, I guess we'll see what happens.
Final word, Eddie, what to expect tomorrow night?
Oh, just some of the best talent in America. As I posted yesterday, America's got talent. Tomorrow night, epic night at Wells Fargo. You're going to see the two kings, but you're going to see a great card top to bottom. Tune in, don't miss it.
Cheers, Ed.